It was tournament time and I got my boat shined. I gotta go, 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 go.
Get exposed.
Get the boat, man, it's time to go. Grab your baits and fishing poles. Fill the tank and then hit the road. See you're in that fishing hole. Made up my mind, I'm no weekend warrior, I'm a pro. Fishing professional, and when I'm fishing, man, my goal is to win. I won't stop until I'm in that circle with legends like Rick Clunner, Kevin Van Dam. I got that ski Reese, I got that carrot stick, man. If y'all see me on the lake, better make way and pray my motor quits, cause I won't know. It's tournament time and I got my boat shined. I gotta go, 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 go all the way. It's tournament time, I know I'm one of a kind. No matter, no matter what they say, yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, going for goals, so come to the show and get exposed. Give me a large boat dock with a little bit of wind and an Eakins jig or a cluster of rocks, so I can show them that new swim bait trig. I'm that pick for the 8-0, wide awake I fish, it's oh my. Look at that E-Tech as I fly by, gunning for that hole, going 75. I'm showing up to weigh them in. Black bag on my side, carrying every ounce it'll take to win. That's that, buddy, so I hope you're in. To being in second ain't no question. Ever since checking, I've been catching them with a rattle trap colored like a brim. Guess why? It was tournament time and I got my boat shined. I gotta go, 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 go all the way. It's tournament time, I know I'm one of a kind. No matter, no matter what they say, yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, I'm a master. Yeah, go.
What's up, everybody? Woo! Did I get you fired up, man? Just love that stuff. What's going on, Eric and Todd?
What's up?
It's here, man. It's here. It's National Championship Week, man. What's up, boys? On their way down already.
Oh, yeah.
Man, let's go. Let's go. I'm super excited, guys. I just got back from Virginia Beach. I had a little away time with the family, Mother's Day and all that good stuff, man, but got a lot to do between now and when I leave. But you guys are already on your way down. Todd, it's championship week, brother. Man, listen, we got a lot going on.
I mean, we've been looking forward to this. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I was actually able to go down to the lake twice over the last 2 weeks. Once on my way down to Texas and once on my way back up from Texas. And man, checking out the lake, it looks good. Water level's good. Water clarity right around 2 feet. Didn't really get a water temp. Got a lot of drone footage, things like that. Everything, like you said, it looks good. Everything on the lake looks good. Everything looks healthy. The snakes look healthy. And I think we're gonna have a lot of fun out here, and I think these guys are gonna, I think they're gonna put the pieces of the puzzle together on this lake, and I think that they're gonna show out.
Todd, you had mentioned it right before. You said, we were talking about, we're a little concerned about the bass, being caught. Eric, you've been there before. It is not known for a bass lake, but that's kind of what we were looking for. Not a lake that, believe it or not, we just didn't want to have 100 inches and have the donkey fest and everything else. We want you guys to put together your best effort, with getting away from your honey holes and your home waters and all that stuff, man, and try to figure this puzzle piece out. It's got everything. It's got pools, it's got swamps, it's got sloughs, it's got rivers, it's got creeks, it's got coverts, it's got everything you want to bass fish. And it's known as a crappie and a brim lake. But Eric, talk about there's big fish in there, man. Todd, you saw somebody catch a monster, and Eric, you've caught some giants out of that lake.
Sorry, I got some bad service, but I heard you talk about some big fish.
Yeah, man.
There's some big fish in that lake. I caught a giant in practice when I pre-fished it for the tournament I was in 2017. So I know there's some big fish in there. That was one of the stronger fish. I specifically remember how hard that fish fought. So, the fish that are in there, those big fish, they're strong. So I actually got broke off the morning of the tournament also on a good fish. So there's some good fish in there.
Yeah, we just lost them. Well, Todd, talk about what you saw, man. I mean, talk about, the lake itself, man. I mean, it does look beautiful. You had sent us some pictures and some live videos and some drone footage, man. It is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous lake.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, water clarity is ideal for what you would want. Cypress trees all over, healthy. You got a bunch of cover. So you got duck blinds that are out there for cover. On the south side of the lake, you have a lot of docks. You have canalways, for, if you want to get back in the woods and, fish that way. Like a Patron would probably be able to relate that to like Caddo. It's kind of Caddo-ish.
Right. Right. It's kind of like Cypress do it.
And, lots of lily pads, very healthy vegetation. With the looks at it, if I never knew anything about the lake, I would say the lake was going to throw up an amazing bag. But the lake has a reputation for being that crappie and brim lake. Yep. A lot of people actually don't really go there to fish for bass. So, this lake has been getting a knock since it has been announced. But I think that we have the anglers that are going to be able to go out there, put it together. And I think that it's going to be a good test to these anglers. And I think that we're going to get a true champion out of this for KBBT National Championship for $10,000.
Yeah, the last national tournament it was held was KBF. It was won by Jeff Malott. He had something like 78 or 79 inches back in June of 2018, 2017, something like that. It was quite a long time ago. It was like 100-something degrees. Brad Case was telling me about it. Tough day. And people say, it just doesn't fish well. Well, I mean, we'll find out. We got some of the best anglers in the country going to try to tackle this thing and see what happens. So here's the deal, man. I mean, why would we choose a lake like that? Well, it's because when we put together the KBBT bracket, the advantages of that is being able to go ahead and fish. And Conrad Benetti will tell you, man. I mean, look, he went to Florida. He's throwing up 104 to 106 inches. Every week and just smashing people, and guys from Texas and even up in Lake Erie and St. Clair, and you're just going to go out and catch 40 fish, sometimes between 18 and 21 inches. That's great. You've had your fun. Okay, now it's time for the U.S. Open. Now it's time. The rough gets rough, and then the greens get lightning fast. One under par is going to win, and I think the lake's got every feature that you want as an angler. But I think the problem is going to be for these anglers is everything looks so good that it looks fishy, and there's just no fish going to be there. Who is going to basically put this puzzle piece together is going to wind up being the champion. We want them to basically utilize every aspect of their talents to defeat this lake. It is not an easy lake, and that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted something that's going to be tough.
And another thing, Greg, I mean, you want to test these guys' mettle, their mental capacity. You want to see them get into a spot to where they're not comfortable and to be able to adapt and adjust to prevail to become champion. And I see nothing wrong with that, the way that was, gone about with picking a tougher lake. Like I said, it's had a knock, but I think that at the end of the day, it's going to create our first champion at KBBT is going to be one for the ages. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I've talked to several guides down there before we picked the lake, and these are bass guides, and they said, look, man, the lake is fishing, really good. I mean, the guy went out there and caught 22 bass in it was a week. It was not a week, but it was 22 bass on a Saturday. So there's bass in there. You just got to go find them. And there's a lot of guys doing a lot of map studies. We opened it up basically from the Mississippi River all the way down to the covert. I mean, it's a big. It's like 16,000 acres that they're able to fish with 8 guys. It's plenty of room to fish. They're not going to be bothered by a bunch of bass boats. They're not going to be bothered by a bunch of kayakers and all that stuff. They're going to have to conquer nature, man. I mean, this is not going to be easy. I mean, it's known for, I mean, it's, the mosquitoes, the snakes, everything else is involved in this lake. I mean, you're out there in nature, man. And a lot of them could get in their heads, man. This is off the Mississippi River. The lake was created by an earthquake. It flooded in from the Mississippi River, and it was basically, I think, the top is like maybe 10 to 14 feet. It's mostly like a flat. It's like a sand flat. There is structure in the middle of the lake. There's structure, all around the lake. But man, it's just they have one day to pre-fish and figure this thing out. It's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. There's $500 for pre-fishing. The winner of pre-fishing is going to win $500. I mean, these sponsors are throwing a lot of cash out for this. We really do appreciate everybody's been involved. But Thursday's pre-fishing. Friday, the broadcast starts for the full Elite 8, and then we go to the Final Four and championship. But the losers of the Elite 8 will be able to fish all through the weekend and basically determine their play. So all the anglers will fish all weekend long, and it's gonna be really, really fun. We got Eric back, but Eric, man, talk about your trip there, man, and your first reactions to this lake, man, when you found out about it. Nope. Can you hear me, Eric?
All right, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, talk about when you first heard that we were going to Reelfoot, man. You had a grin on your face. What was your reaction, man?
It's breaking up too bad. I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me. Okay. Todd, see if you can talk to him real quick.
Eric, can you hear me? He was at,
but it's not.
Yeah.
He was asking if what your initial thought was whenever you heard that Reelfoot Lake was the place for the championship.
I give up. You guys are breaking up too bad. I can't hear you.
Okay, no problem, man. We'll see you down there, bro. No big deal.
All right, maybe I'll get some better service if I drive on down the road.
Okay, man. Sounds good. All right.
Yeah, he's all He's
He must
off
be in
that
Cincinnati
Pennyrile
because
Parkway.
there's zero service in Cincinnati.
Nah,
You're right down.
I think he's off Pennyrile Parkway down out south of Louisville. He needs to drive about another 20 miles and he'll be all right.
Zach
But
Cochran throwing blows. Zach Cochran says Eric's on the Cricket wireless system.
That's funny.
That's good. That little green
I'll tell
blob
you-
sucks, man.
I'll tell you what his initial reaction was. Because I think either you or Mark asked him, if you were able to take a Florida angler out of their element and put them on a lake, where would you pick? He said Reelfoot Lake.
Yeah.
He
There
said
you
that's
go.
the lake because, it's going to fool you. There are tons of pads, as you guys saw in the drone footage that I shared with the group. Tons of pads, tons of cover, healthy grass, duck blinds, base of cypress trees to cast at. Everything just looks like, man, that got to hold fish. That's got to hold fish, flipping and everything. Jim Levere is going to be out there flipping every single tree he can, probably. I mean,
Gotta cover water, man.
And I think that's what it's going to take. I think you're going to have to cover water to get your bites down here, and you just got to figure them out. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. It's already, like we said, it's already had its knocks. It's been blasted around, and we're gonna watch this thing show out, and we're gonna see if these anglers can and tame the beast.
So I got a question for you, man. I mean, do you think if these guys put up a bunch of fish, do you think that these guys, like, okay, let's say if these guys wind up putting up, a pretty good bag, let's say, 90 inches or so, let's say if you got maybe one or two or three guys in the 90s, do you think that this could basically show people that, hey, this is a lake to go fish and possibly have another tournament at?
Well, and from what I hear, that lake in June was fishing, I think, in the mid to upper 90s. It was super hot. It was muggy.
Right.
And I think it was unseasonably early. It was hot early down there. Everything that I've read, everything that I've seen, this lake fishes prime from late April to early June. We're right in the middle of that.
Right.
And, you've called guides, got information, and guides are like, look, quite honestly, if you can't catch bass here, you probably just don't know what you're doing. You actually had a guide tell you that.
I did have a guide tell me that.
So, I mean, if we're going to go out there, I mean, we're bringing down guys like Adam Patron, KBF, DZ, the 10 House last year. Eric Siddiqui, my God, his accolades are sky high. Hobie World's guy, freaking, BASS, top 5, freaking Hobie winner, KBF winner, 10 House himself, freaking Conrad Benetti, online star, Jim Levere, known in Texas. Matt Scotch talked up Jim Levere to Eric Siddiqui like he was going to win the whole thing. He said, look, this dude is no joke. This guy is probably going to come out of that side of the bracket. I mean, we have a stacked field, and these guys are going to figure them out. I have no doubt in my mind these guys are going to figure them out.
Yeah, I mean, I think you're not going to see everybody catch a limit, which is fine. You know what I mean? But I do believe that you're going to see, again, your top, half, wind up getting the limit. And I think they're going to be close. I mean, look, Eric, that there's kicker fish down there, man. I think you could get, 85 to 90 inch bags. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. A lot of people have fished this lake before, but Brad Case and I talked about this lake. He thought it was the perfect lake to have this championship at because it will fool these anglers. It's going to be frustrating for some of these guys.
That's what's interesting about it, because really anything could happen. I don't know if it's going to take high 70s to win or high 90s.
Yeah.
I know there's good fish in here, and when we were there, it was pretty tough in 2017. But a lot could change on a lake in Forza, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, to be fair too, look, I was at the Bass. I was at the Bass Championship. It was a bass event at Chickamauga in the fall last year, and a quarter of the field, there was 140 people there. A quarter of the field caught maybe their limit, and then the winning bag was 84 inches. I think Tyler Cole wound up winning at 84. And I think, no, I'm sorry, not even a quarter of the field. It was, I think 12 guys caught their limit out of 140. It was, cold. It was, just bad conditions. Now, are you going to throw Chickamauga out with those kind of numbers? No, you're not, dude. That's a world-renowned lake, but, I mean, the lake fish terrible. We went over to Watts Bar with Hobie. It was 19 degrees at launch. Nobody, I mean, hardly anybody caught limits that entire week. I mean, you're basically trying to get dinks. Half the field skunked. Are you going to throw Watts Bar away because, of the conditions? I mean, no. I mean, certain lakes fish well certain times. Going down to Florida in August is not the greatest thing in the world, man. To have a tournament, I think we're picking it prime time. And again, I think like Eric and some of the best anglers in the country have enough talent to pick this thing apart and get their limits, and not good limits, man. I think we're going to be surprised to see what comes out of there.
It's gonna be fun. It's definitely
For
gonna
sure.
be a challenge for these guys. It's the lake looks incredible. It really does. So that's what makes it hard to pick a place like that apart when everything looks good. I've been to a few lakes like that, so that can make it tough. And there's not a lot of there's not contour maps to look at really, stuff like that for.
No, you
for
just
this
got
place,
to
so.
figure it out. If I was
Right.
guys, I wouldn't even bring your electronics. I would just, again, just use your instincts, man. Turn your electronics off. It's not going to do you a bit of good, and just use your gut, man. That's what we want, man. We want that to prevail, man. Old-fashioned fishing,
Yeah, when you were given statistics of the lake earlier, Greg, max depth 18.5 feet, average depth 7.5. And it's pretty much got a flat. It's got a couple drop-offs in different areas from talking to a guy when I was down there. But for the most part, there's nothing crazy about, the contours of the map or of the lake.
Right. Eric, what's your looking ahead? I know everybody wants to dream and hold that trophy and hold the cash and all that stuff, but looking ahead, who do you want to see on the other side of that bracket? Do you want to go for it all with? Like, if you make it to the championship, who do you want? Can you hear me, Eric?
You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Who do you want to see on the other side of that bracket, man? If you were to get to the championship, who would you want to face? Nope.
Sounds like
Good old.
Greg sounds like the devil trying to talk to me. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna
That would be
come back
Todd.
in.
I'm an angel.
He
that would be Todd.
he said if you make it to the championship, who from the other side of the bracket would you like to see?
I don't know. I've been watching Benetti tear it up for a long time on KVT, so I wouldn't mind going up against them. I think that'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing. But John Mortrell has something to say about that, as well as Shad and Adam. I mean, that's Adam Patrone. Yeah, I mean, those guys are, Shad Schaefer right now is fishing out of his mind. You know what I mean? I think he's one of those guys you have to really look out for. He's an underdog. I mean, I would absolutely put him like at least a 5 to 7 inch underdog against Adam Patrone. Adam, I think this sets up very well for Adam. By the way, this is a lake that would fit your eye. Like when you play golf, there's certain courses that fit your eye. Like if you draw the ball and you got right to left holes, it fits your eye. When you go to a lake, it looks like something that Adam has fished before. I think that this lake could fit Adam's eye like you would not believe, right? But
I agree because this whole tournament leading up to where he's been, the areas, he's flipping Cypress, he's flipping pads, he's in that type of area. So I mean, this place looks like it's in Louisiana. Like when you gave us the teaser, I'm like, are we going to Louisiana or like South Mississippi?
Everybody was talking about Louisiana and Mississippi and everything else. I was like, no, it's not. It's not. So, But let's talk about, guys. You've been to the tent house and all that stuff. Let's talk about the fellowship, right? There's more important.
Oh, the best
You
part.
also have the fishing, but when we get there, you know, we've got literally. Let's see, we've got all the 8 anglers. We got Todd. We got Marcus, Jason Starley, and Brad Case is coming. And you know, it's talk about the fellowship and the actual things other than fishing, Todd, that you've been in, like the tent house, using your experience just like that.
Just the amount of knowledge that will be sitting around that dinner table on night 1 when we're all eating steak. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's steak. Steak and fine cigars. Is that what we're talking about?
Knowledge that will be. What's that?
Steak, a toast, and fine cigars.
Yes. But the camaraderie and just everybody loves kayak fishing because of everybody that's accepting, and everybody shares knowledge, and everybody has all these stories, and all these anglers that are coming in here have different accolades from across the country. And when you get together and you have all of that knowledge in the area, everybody's learning something when people are talking.
Correct.
Everybody shares, and this is what makes kayak fishing so amazing. Chad Hoover will tell you, AJ McWhorter, yourself, all these people that run these big tournament trails, from across the country, some of the best parts are not on the water. They're the
Correct.
stories that are told before and after, pre-fishing or during a tournament. And it's awesome.
The fellowship is what I'm looking forward to the most. There's no doubt about it. I mean, fishing's fishing. We could talk about, baits and tackle and what you do to catch fish, man, but it's going to be those untold stories, that's going to be in that fellowship, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. Eric, like we said, man, I got a whole truck full of beer coming in that was donated. I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming. We got steaks coming up that, first night with some cigars and all that good stuff, man. It's going to be an incredible night, man. It's going to be an incredible week. Just seeing everybody, and Jim Levere is going to be our chef. Jim Levere is going to be cooking a bunch of Cajun food all week, man. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be absolutely awesome. Eric, can you hear us, or are you still having issues audio?
I got 4 bars and it's still breaking up.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's like John Mooney.
That's Apple for you. Garbage.
Yeah, that must be what it is.
Yeah, man. Well, Eric, if you could hear me talk about the fellowship of a house like that, getting together with all a bunch of fishermen, man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a blast. I mean, I've been involved with that. At the 10, it was a lot of fun. It was the same type of thing. But, really, every tournament I've been to where we've stayed in the house together with a bunch of buddies, and it's there's nothing like it. It's one of the things I love about this. And in this situation, you're gonna get to meet a bunch of guys that you don't, might not know at all or have only seen online. So that's gonna be a lot of fun too. So we're gonna have a good time.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be good. I mean, this is why you do it, man. This is why you fish hard. Is having the opportunity to do this, man. I mean, the money, yeah, that's one thing. The trophies are another, man. But it's about making memories, man, of a lifetime. And this is gonna be a trip I think that some people will never, ever, ever forget. You know what I mean?
No,
some people will
I'm
forget
because the money and the trophies.
I hear you, man. I hear you. So, yeah. But Eric, so let's talk about the matchups, man.
He was listening to it. He was listening to a song by Rihanna that said something about "bitch better have my money." So
I'm gonna need you to fill out 5 W-9s and not get yourself paid for 5 months. While we waiting on another sponsor money to come in. So Eric, let's talk about the matchups, man, before we get out of here. All right, so you're talking, obviously, you and John Warchall. Talk about your matchup with John, man.
Yeah, I've known John for a while. He's a good dude, good friend of mine. Not gonna be this weekend, but no, he's a good dude. So I know he can fish, so it'll be a lot of fun. I know he's got that Humminbird 360. That ain't gonna help him this weekend, so I'm happy about that.
No.
At least.
No, the hummingbird will not help him at all. I mean, zero, unless he wants to find brush piles of crappie.
Right.
Right, right. Yeah, and so what do you think? I mean, inches wise, I mean, it's hard to tell, man, because again, you haven't fished this area. But what are you looking to get? I mean, what number do you have in your head? You have to hit to beat John.
5 fish.
I'm looking for upper 80s. I think might do it. That's my guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair. Going back to the bottom half of the bracket, your matchup, there's a matchup, Shad Schaefer and Adam Patrone. Talk about that matchup. Who do you think could prevail?
yeah. Well, I've heard a lot of good things about Patrone, that he's a good fisherman. I haven't heard as much about Shad Schaefer, but I know a lot of people have been talking to me about Patrone, saying that he'd be a tough matchup in the second round if I made it through. So, I don't know.
Yeah. As I said, I mean, it does fit Adam's eye, but again, I just won't discount Shad, man. I mean, I've seen the guy fish in person, and I told you he outfished myself, Richie McMichael, and Joe Douglas on the same lake. Just crushed us. So the guy can fish. I mean, he's I wouldn't call him a tactician. He's just aggressive. You know what I mean?
I have no doubt all these guys can fish, and any one of them could probably win the whole thing. So they're,
That's what's great about it. Yeah. Okay, you got Conrad versus Jim Levere. I know that you want Conrad, but let's talk about reality. I mean, you've talked to Matt.
I talked to my buddy Matt Scotch, and he told me Jim Levere is a hammer, and he's a real smart angler and is good at breaking down water. So he'll be is what he was telling me. So he thought, if I made it to the championship, that's probably the guy I have to worry about in his opinion. So, I trust
Good old cell phone service, man. This is not a third world country, y'all. This is America. I mean, honest to goodness, this is crazy.
He doesn't even know he's messing up. He's just still talking.
Yeah, he's still talking. That's okay. Todd, talk about that matchup, man. I mean, without picking, I mean, talk about that. I mean, dude, I'm clueless who to pick here. I mean, I really am. Colorado or Jim, man.
When you talk to a guy like Matt Scotch and he looks at you as a friend, like he did to Eric, and he's like, dude, this dude is a beast. And you hear that out of Texas with the respect that Texas anglers have for each other, and Matt Scotch being one of the best, if not the best, out of Texas. And he tells you that this dude could beat anybody any day, and he's a hammer. I mean, your ears got to perk up. And also, I mean, Jim, I mean, it's not like he hasn't proven himself. I mean, he's a previous champion for KBBT. The dude goes out. We watch what he does on the water. The dude knows what he's doing. He's super smart. He's got all the tools. Jim Levere could very easily become KBBT first ever national champion. And that's not far-fetched to think by any means. But I think Conrad's out on a mission too. And, how can you overlook that guy? I mean, KBBT Angler of the Year, first ever KBBT champion. I mean, what an awesome story that was. And, he's thirsty to come up here. And he's kind of proven himself, going out and fishing a couple of different lakes here and there. So I'd love to see this. And I think this is going to be an amazing matchup to watch in the Elite Eight.
One thing about Conrad is he fishes Florida, fishes the swamps, fishes, very, padded areas, can punch, can do everything, He's also from New York. He's fished all that kind of, New York kind of waters. I don't know if Conrad really truly has seen this type of water. I mean, it's different. This is the different Florida. This is not Florida. You know what I mean? And where he thinks that these big bass should be, they may not be. It's going to be interesting how he can keep his head. Does he scramble? If he doesn't catch the fish, what's his next move? I mean, because he's not used to flipping cypress trees. You know what I mean? He's not used to, seeing that kind of area. Now, in the swamps he is. He's, and he can go out there and look at the pads and stuff, but I don't think he's ever seen this type of water. Maybe, I don't know, but this is not New York.
Well-
This is not
well,
Florida.
Like I said, Greg, when I went down there and I looked at it, I was like, this is a baby Caddo Lake. I mean, it seriously looks. I mean, you're like, what patch of trees makes that special compared to that patch of trees? And that's something that you're going to have to break down because, there's 3 or 4 different types of cover down there. There's pads, grass, trees, and docks. I mean, you're gonna find them somewhere. I think we're gonna find them post spawn, and they might be feeding up good. So I mean, it could be fun.
I think this is just me, but I think wood's going to be in play. I think standing timber, wood. I think that flip and bite, jig bite is going to be underrated. I think everybody's going to try to go top water because everything looks top water-ish. But I think that wood is going to play. It's going to play deep, play hard. I mean,
Yeah, I think buzzbait could be a big deal too.
I do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. It's just like you saw somebody catch a giant on top water.
On a buzzbait. Yeah,
Yeah,
top
that's my
water.
favorite, man.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I looked over and was like, "Oh my god!" The guy was bowed up, and I watched him. He couldn't boat flip it. He had to kneel down over the side and get it up out of the water. It was 4 or 5 pounder. Nice.
Rental?
It was a nice bass.
Nice bass.
Bass for sure.
Yeah, but no, it's good. That's great,
So,
man. It's good
I
to
don't
know.
know. I literally have this feeling that this place has such a bad rap that it was verbally intimidating. But I think that this lake's I think it's gonna show out, and I think these anglers are gonna show out with it.
Yeah. And then we have our last matchup, Eric. We heard a little bit of what you're talking about, Conrad and Jim, but we have our last matchup, and that's going to be Sherman Bishop versus John Fox, both guys from Florida. Guys, they've proven themselves on the on this tour, as well as Sherman just finished second at the KAF. Had a real good week at the Harris Chain, caught a 24-inch big bass. Again, finishing second was pretty decent in really bad conditions. I mean, the guy can fish. John Fox is a former co-angler champion, knows people.
BFL national champ.
BFL national champion, and has knows guys. I'm sure that has fished Reelfoot, getting some information. Maybe I don't know, but what do you think about that matchup there, bud?
Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I did see that John Fox was a BFL AOY, so I figured, I kind of had him winning that one just because of his experience, with live tournaments. This is going to be a, live tournament type of situation. So,
yeah, it's anybody's game. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's going to be anybody's game. Everybody has a shot at this 10 grand,
Right.
Plus 10,250, let's say. But it's going to be anybody's
except
game.
for Marcus Coates. Marcus Coates does not have a chance to win this tournament.
That's correct. But he has a chance to win the $500 for the pre-fishing. So
just kidding,
yeah.
Mark. Just kidding. I don't have a chance either.
Marcus says, hey, he was talking about he's got a guide down there that's going to show him where to fish and catch the bass. And, I'm like, wherever he goes, I'm going. If he goes that way, I'm going that way. I'm just going the opposite way. I'm not going to do that. Not fishing behind his coattails. No, sir. But I'm really looking forward to this, man. It's going to be fun. It's going to take me about 12, 13 hours to get down there, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope everybody stays tuned to it, man. And the broadcast will start probably. We'll do a pregame show on Wednesday night. No, I'm sorry. We'll probably do a pregame show Thursday after practice. Kind of get everybody ready for the first matchups on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, it's all broadcasting and having a good time and see what we come up with, man. A lot of stuff going on.
Are we gonna be doing live interviews on Facebook, or is that gonna be later for the broadcast?
It will be when we get down there. We've got a backdrop, amazing backdrop. We're gonna be doing all the interviews down there, 1v1. We'll have all the mics and computers hooked up and ready to go with all that. And we'll sit down with the anglers, kind of maybe pair them off in the matchups, and just kind of talk about what's going on, man. What they're, especially after pre-fishing. I really want to get those interviews after pre-fishing.
Let the smack talking commence.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. Yeah, and then Marcus,
happy to see Brad Case is coming too. That's gonna be fun.
oh my gosh, yeah, he's
Brad's
been there
awesome.
before.
He's so fun.
We're gonna be we have a whole crew with us. We're gonna be broadcasting at the ramp. Myself and Marcus will be doing kind of the during the game coverage. Todd's gonna be doing some on the water interviews and some drone coverage and some all that stuff, some filming. Brad Case is going to be out there. He's going to be a cameraman. Jason's going to be a cameraman. And whatever these anglers need, they're going to be out there assisting these anglers in any which way that possible. So we've got a full crew, and we are, man, super excited for this, man. I'm going to tell you this. I don't care what anybody says. There's no series out there right now that's going to cover their national championship more than us. Even KBF, and I said it. No one. Because no one does the live events like this and coverage. No one. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be fun. We're all down here for a reason. We got jobs to do, and we're gonna have fun doing it. So I'm just ready to see this whole thing come together and watch these anglers pick off one another to the final two on Sunday, and to watch two anglers just sit there and battle it out for 10K for 10 hours. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, you got to think about this, Greg. This is a grind right now. Everybody hates hearing it. You hear different people say, "I hate hearing the word grind." With pre-fishing on Thursday,
we got some people from England watching us tonight. Rich and Leo Engling in UK.
Nice, but
good to see you. See, we're worldwide here, man.
If you're pre-fishing Thursday, you can potentially have 40 hours of fishing in 4 days.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Mentally and physically
exhausting.
Drained.
Exhausting. No doubt. No doubt.
I can't wait. Can't wait.
Eric, you see we had somebody from England wishing you.
Sadiki, you ready for that? Potentially 40 hours of fishing between Thursday and Sunday.
I don't know if he can hear us.
He do.
He can't hear us. That's all right.
Yeah, but hey, hello England. Thanks for tuning in.
Rich and Leo Engling, UK. Love it. Good deal. Did they even have bass in England? I don't think so. I don't know.
Sure.
I've been to Scotland. I've been to Scotland. I don't think so. They don't have like largemouth or anything like that.
In the canals or something? Seems like they might.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe Rich can answer us, but I don't know. I've been to Scotland. Have not fished in Scotland, but I don't know. I have no idea. Yes, we have. Oh, they have sea bass. Okay, yeah.
Is that kick his ass sea bass?
That's kick his ass sea bass. Yes, exactly. That's Blake Power. But yeah, I mean, yeah, they have sea bass, but yeah, I don't think they have largemouth or anything like that, smallmouths.
Greg, hey Greg.
Yeah.
While every one of these sponsors deserve it, why don't we give some shout outs to these amazing sponsors that we have on board?
100%. Yeah, I mean, again, the winner of this matchup is going to get hooked up. I mean, the winner of the KBBT National Championship is going to receive a Motor Guide XI3, which is about $1,500 with pinpoint. Yeah, exactly. And an amped 80-hour battery for your XI3. Thank you guys for donating that. Rays has stepped up with some cash, and they're thrown in, as long as their anglers wear a pair of Ray sunglasses, they have thrown in some buku money and added to the bonus pot. The big bass is $500 plus $100 for Crotalus rods. That's Rob Richards. Hey, listen, man, he's been a supported angler as well as rod builder for us for the longest time. Go see Crotalus rods on Facebook. Rob Richards for helping us out. Man, I tell you, man, like, between Brian over at Rays and Crotalus and, Eford Outdoors has helped us out with the baits. Kayak Angler Solution, Jason Willis has helped us out with the catch boards.
Westbrook Supply
has helped us out as well. with everything. I mean, the list goes on and on. We still get, inquiries about the next one. Can we help out? We're here. We obviously want sponsors, and make this thing happen. Again, it's all about anglers here, guys. We are absolutely 100% about the anglers and giving back. We try to use every bit of money from the membership to help promote the anglers as best we can with technology. And, you'll see some stuff at the 8 House that you'll kind of be amazed on, what we bought for them, through the membership monies and all that stuff. So anyway, we're doing our best to give back to the best we can. By the way, if you want to become a member at KBBT, you must become a member at KBBT to compete. We are at bassbracket.com. You can get yourself some swag like the KBBT shirts, some buffs, become a member. There's a membership plan to get that. Also, we're selling KBBT raised sunglasses that are custom made, awesome sunglasses. I used them this weekend saltwater fishing, and it was a lot of just good stuff.
Polarization on them are freaking awesome. I gotta say that.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, you have super nice.
Yep. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. But yeah, I mean, again, go to bassbracket.com and get yourself some swag. And also listen, we've done some things too. We brought on some new broadcasters like Blake Knight, bought them some equipment. We got Robert Brown going on in the KFL and helped out with KBBT. Got Lisa and Matt and obviously Marcus and the KBBT broadcasting crew have really stepped up their game. Todd, yourself, myself, we're doing everything we can. I mean, kayak fishing is our passion. Man, we wouldn't have it any other way, man. And we're doing everything we can to promote this great sport. Also, go over to YouTube, Kayak Bass Bracket Tour. Subscribe. Help us out and subscribe there. Get the word out. Obviously, Facebook, invite your friends, whatever you can do to help out, promote this community, man. It's just we're growing, man. We're growing big. I saw some numbers come out the other day, from the Facebook Insight. Man, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is insane. Some of the numbers that were being thrown out, man, the engagements and all that stuff. So,
yeah, Greg, I got a suggestion.
Go ahead.
Why don't we let everybody know that maybe at the end of this video, we're going to post a poll of the 4 matchups and see what everybody thinks the outcome is going to be. You want to do that? We can do that. Absolutely. We'll definitely post a poll. That'd be a good idea for the week. We could let it expire basically by Wednesday and see what's going on. But anyway, we really, really do appreciate all the support, and we're only going to get better. This is our first championship, so it's only going to get better from here. We have the new bracket coming out. Oh, by the way, sign up for the team relay that's happening on May 23rd. That's going to be a lot of fun. That team relay, we have a couple teams already signed up. It's on Fishing Chaos. Just go to KBBT team relay. I'll post the link again here probably next day or so to make sure everybody gets signed up for that. We have several teams already involved. Team relay is really easy. You get to fish for 3 hours. You pass your time over to another angler. The angler cannot be from the same state. All but 2 can be from the same state. And we got some amazing anglers already signed up. Some amazing teams already signed up, getting ready to go. So it's going to be a lot of fun for that as well. Hey, one last thing, Greg. Yes, sir. Even though they're not a sponsor, would definitely love to thank everything that Fishing Chaos has done for us. Oh, they are sponsored. We've made the switch over. They've actually they are sponsored. Yeah, they've actually would love some money. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what they've done to thank everything they've done for us. Yeah, what they've done with KBBT. John is a phone call away. Always, anything we needed, he's right there, and he's always been very accommodating. Especially some pretty complicated back end coding has been done. So they chipped in a little bit for the pre-fishing stuff too. So, well, guys, that's it up for tonight. Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna get out of here and traveling the road tomorrow night, midnight. Going to make my way down to Tennessee, and it's gonna be fun. Gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait to see these guys. Yes. It's gonna be good stuff. So, well, guys, we're gonna get out. Todd, we'll see you here in the next 2 days or so. You be safe, Eric, Siddiqui. I don't know if you can hear us, but you be safe as well. And thank you guys for joining us.
It's the Elite 8 pregame show. And I'm going to leave with the video.